and I welcome you to the Kernel training. And I'm extremely sorry for the delay due to the technical glitch, and I will make sure that it doesn't happen again. So I'm Vinod Kumar, and I have around 15 years of experience in industry. So mostly last 7-8 years I'm working on the storage. We will cover the entire Netapp module. There is some noise also from the background. Okay, we will cover up the this Netapp module. So Netapp is basically we are going to cover on the more on the file and the SAN. So Netapp is one of the highly used storage in the market. So we would like to cover first about the information in storage. So before we go and learn the Netapp module, we want to talk about the ISM part so that a candidate understands. Since Arun is also a Unix administrator, he needs to have a information in storage management class before we can actually go for a Netapp module. So let us see, today we want to talk about the introduction to information storage. So these are basically a complete theory part. So we will be covering the ISM module first, and then we will be entering into the Netapp in another 2 to 3 days. So first we want to talk about the introduction to information and storage management. It is very important for us to understand the ISM part. So let me take you through the first chapter. So we want to understand and define data and information, and also we want to describe types of data and evaluation of storage architecture, the core elements of data center, and the key characteristics of data center. So we also provide an overview of virtualization and the cloud computing. So what is information? So information is knowledge derived from data, right? So I can give you a piece of paper where I can write some 10 to 20 lines, right? If I can give you, what will you try to do? You will try to add those papers and try to see what is that information you can derive out. What is the information you can fetch out from those papers? So information is the knowledge which is derived from what? Data. So data is very important here, and growth of digital information has resulted in information explosion. So over the last decade, last 2 decades, we can say that now how computer has evolved, how the data usage has gone. Today we are using mobile for everything. So today we are buying vegetables through online, buying shopping through online, clothes through online, payment system is through online, banking is through online, right? Your inland letters, envelopes, all has gone. So everything you are using online. So this has resulted in the growth of digital information. And we today live in an on-command and on-demand world. We need information when and where required. So today's generation, we don't wait for the information. If you want to know about the doctor, you go to Google and you find out, or you go to the particular site and you find out. You want to know about the bus or the train itinerary, you just go to immediately to your mobile and you find out. So we don't live in the previous generation. We live in an on-command and on-demand world where the information is needed at the tips. And because of this, we are totally dependent on the fast and reliable access to information. If you look at how the technology is getting evolved, you can see that in the last decade, every single time a new device has come, the dependency is that now how fast it is, how reliable it is to access the information. And business seeks to store, protect, optimize, and leverage the information. We need to gain competitive advantage to derive new business opportunity. Today, for example, if you take our online training system, we want to store all the information, people who log in, right? And what do you do with the data? So you store the data, you protect the data, and you try to optimize it, try to store in a format, and then leverage that information to generate a new business opportunities, right? And why do you do that? You do that to gain a competitive advantage compared to others, to derive new business opportunity, right? You go to Reliance retail shop, and then you find that, no, they'll ask you, do you have a card? Do you have a membership card? So why they're asking you the membership card? Because they want to know that whenever you buy, they scan your membership card so that they know what are the products you are buying. So in a retail store, if I have around 600 customers with the card, I can actually know that what is the product they are buying every month. It will help me to analyze the data, that what kind of product do I need to keep, how many pieces do I need to keep. This will help me. So that is the whole diagram here is that we need to keep the information, protect the information, optimize the information, and leverage this information for business, right? So how we can define a data? We can say data is a collection of raw facts from which conclusion may be drawn, from which you can conclude. So, and where do you store the data today? Today, movie are digital movie. No, there were generation when the movie is having a reel. If you see in the picture, this kind of things used to be there, and it used to come in the big cities, and then this is being shipped to the smaller cities. Today, when the movie is being released, it is a digital movie. It is being released in the 20 cinema halls in the metro at the same time, and the smaller towns also, right? And movie becomes a hit in a 1 or 2 weeks time. It says it has done 100 crore business, right? 5-7 years back, this was not the case. So photo we don't print anymore. We have digital frame, right? Hardly we print the pictures of the wedding or marriage or birthday parties. Otherwise, you just take a picture and see in the digital. Books are becoming e-books. Universities are offering the e-courses, right? Trainings are happening online. Letters has converted into an email. So if you look at the data is converted into more convenient form, that is a digital data, and the factors for digital data growth are, in the last 1 decade, there is an increase in data processing capabilities. The cost of the digital storage has come down. There is an affordable and faster communication technology available today. You have 3G, 4G, you can communicate from anywhere, you can upload the data. Proliferation of applications and smart devices, different kind of smart devices are coming into the market. So all these devices, you see smart watches, smartphones. So all these things are going to generate nothing but data for us. So we can classify the data into 2 types. That is, one is the structured data and other one is the unstructured data. So what is the structured data? The data which you store in a database, okay, that is in the RDBMS format, which is there in the rows and columns, which you store using the Oracle or SQL or DB2 or MySQL or MongoDB. Different types of database you use to store the data. So majority of data being created is what? Unstructured. Today you generate whatever the data is being generated by the online people, they are not the structured data. They are all unstructured data. They are all unstructured data. So that unstructured data are more in number. So how to handle the unstructured data? So you might have heard this new buzzword in the market, big data. So big data refers to data sets whose sizes are beyond the ability of commonly used software tools to capture, store, and manage and process within acceptable time limits. Right? We don't have any tools to capture this unstructured data. That is why there is something called big data, where we use the tools like HiPig, to capture those big data information. It includes both structured and unstructured data generated by variety of sources. So big data analysis in real time requires new techniques and tools that provide high performance, massively parallel processing of data platform. So big data doesn't use any server and storage. They use a storage, but they use in a parallel computing. They use hundreds of computers are done together. For example, Facebook is having 2,700 nodes put in the cluster, right? So they can parallelly process the data that cannot be done through any other storage. Advanced analytics are there, which I'm talking about, a big data analytics like a big Hive, different tools available in the market. And big data analytics provides an opportunity to translate large volumes of data into the right decisions. So do you have any questions around here? Any question? Can you reply me in the chat? Any question here? Can you reply in the chat that if you don't have any question?
Sir, the faculty is responding in chat window. He says no so far.
Pardon? Chandra?
No so far. You can continue saying, sir.
Okay. So that's the big data. So I can throw some more lights on the big data on the later in the classes. I can throw some more light. So storage. What are the storage available to store the data? You have media card in the cell phone or digital camera. You have DVDs and CD-ROMs, which are very rarely used now. You have disk drives, which everybody keeps a personal drive. Companies use the disk arrays, and then they use what? The tapes, right? So if you look at the evolution of storage architecture, then you have servers in earlier years, right? 10, 20, 30 years before, you only have a servers where you have the internal storage. If this gets over, you need to buy a bigger storage, right? You need to buy a bigger storage. Then later on we realized that no, storage is something which can be shared, and then we have come out with what? Storage network, where we have a drives and that can be shared with multiple computers or servers at a time, right? So that is where the around 98, 99 we have come out with a storage opportunity, or storage as an individual domain, or storage as a job, right? Prior to that, it was system admin who used to handle the entire storage story. So you have data center. So what are the components? What is a data center? A data center is that facility which contains your storage, which contains your server, compute, network, and other IT resources to provide centralized data processing capabilities. So core elements of data center is application, is database management system, is host or compute, is network or storage. And these core elements work together to address the data processing requirements. So if you have a data center, you'll have the storage at the lower layer, then you have network to connect to the server, host or compute, on which you have OS, on which you put a database, and then you put what? Application, and then end user is accessing the application either through the mobile or through the laptops or through any other end user device to the application. Application talks to database. Database sits on the host. Host is having the operating system, which you are a system admin. Then they are connected to via network to the storage. So these are the core elements of data centers. Now, how does the client access this? So client uses the LAN or WAN. If LAN, if it is sitting in the same office, WAN if it is a ICSA bank kind of application, which is available on the WAN, and which sits on the server, or you use the IRCTC or many other any online applications, right? On the server. Server is connected to the via the network. It can be fiber, it can be iSCSI, right? That is the IP network, and can be connected to what? Is connected to storage. Storage has a disk. So this is a familiar architecture for our storage. Any storage, it can be Netapp, it can be IBM, it can be EMC, Hitachi or HP, anything, it will be the same. So the key characteristics of data centers are the data center has to be, these things. Data center must provide me availability, must give me security, must give me capacity, scalability, performance, and data integrity. So, and overall, it has to give me the manageability also. Okay, so to manage the data centers, what are the elements you need? So key management activities include monitoring. That means you can't go and see each and every devices. So you have monitoring system. That there is a continuous process of gathering information on various elements and services running in data center. Reporting. I'm extremely sorry, I got a production call from my manager. I could not avoid those calls. So extremely sorry, and today we got delayed. So I would like to complete these in another 5 minutes, and then look for you tomorrow. So today I cannot organize this properly. I'm extremely sorry for that. So I was just discussing that how do you need to manage the data center. So your data center can be managed through monitoring. So you need a continuous monitoring process. So monitoring, you use a IBM Tivoli or SolarWinds, Nagios. There are a variety of tools, TMG, CA Unicenter. There are various elements and services running in data centers, and any one of these products can monitor each component, right from the fan, CPU, OS, file systems, variety of things you can monitor. Then you have reporting, details on resource performance, capacity, and utilization. Provisioning, that is the configuration and allocation of resources to meet the capacity, availability, performance, and security requirements. So this is the continuous process. So details on resource performance, capacity, and utilization. configuration and allocation of resources to meet the capacity, availability, performance, and security requirements. So virtualization and cloud computing have changed the way data center infrastructure resources are provisioned and managed. Earlier, we have all the physical servers, but today what you have is a virtual infrastructure and you have a cloud infrastructure. So we need to also understand the virtualization and the cloud briefing. So what is virtualization? In virtualization, you have a server where you put a hypervisor and where you create many virtual machines. So virtualization is technique of abstracting the physical resources and making them appear as logical resources. So for example, partitioning of raw disks. Okay, pool physical resources and it provides an aggregated view of physical resource capabilities, right? So virtual resources can be created from pooled physical resource, so it improves your utilization of physical IT resources. So why we use virtualization, Hyper-V or VMware or in the Solaris Jones or in the AIX LPAR, it all saves us lot of physical resources. You use the physical resources, you keep them in the pool, so you have a better utilization, right? Which overall improves the utilization of what? The IT resources. Then you have a cloud computing. So in cloud computing, again you have enables individuals and organizations not to buy the IT resources because it is available as a service over network from the cloud data center. It can be Amazon or Microsoft Cloud, or it can be a controllers or NetMagic, anything. There are many various cloud providers which enable self-service requesting, automates request fulfillment process. So cloud gives you ability to do the billing as per the usage. If you don't turn on the system, then you will not be charged on that day, only minimum will be charged. So it is like as per usage, like your mobile bill or electricity or your water, as per consumption. So consumption based metering is there in the cloud. So customers pay only for the resource they use. So examples, the CPU hours used, amount of data transferred, and gigabits of data stored. That is what they do on this. So now, so this is just I gave you an introduction to the cloud. So we would like to talk about the data center environment tomorrow, and I would make sure that there is no mic problem and we go on with a good flow in the classes. So we will talk about this data center environment. We'll talk about connectivity, the disk architecture, different storage, right? The disk, complete disk details, and ESXi, and then we will enter into what RAID. So I'm sorry I've given you less time today, but then I have to start my support job now. I want to look forward to you, and my request will be, if you are interested for this class, we can start anytime from morning 7 o'clock or 7:30. So 7:30 to 9 o'clock I can give you time, or if you want only 1 hour, then I can give you 8 to 9. So Chandra, today I could not give you much time, Chandra, but
Vinod sir, for putting his time to give some information on Netapp. So guys, you can also see just talking about the course content, what we were able to tell you. So these are also different modules which we are able to cover in the course content. So these are all available in the website. You need to just enroll, just come down to kerneltraining.com and Netapp. So this is all the things, like day by day the courses would be covered, and the speciality of our kernel training is we would give you a VPN access to our data center to get practice on this Netapp. So you would be having a doubt where I need to practice this, where do I have a source, like where do I have a system, where do I have the environment to work on to the practical session. So we would be helping you to give you 30 days for free access for our data center, where you can sit in your home, log in through your VPN connectivity, and you can get back to my data center, access this Netapp device or the storage. You can do practice on this Netapp, whatever faculty is going to show you. So training, what you get is not only a theory session but also a practical, where you can also be a real-time practice. So you do a real-time practice by kernel training, by the support of kernel training. And this is only a specialty of kernel training, and no other online training people are giving you the specialty. And apart from that, we also have another module which is called LMS. So what could be this LMS? LMS stands for Learning Management System. In this system, what happens is whatever classes the user has taken by enrolling himself into the training. For example, the person has enrolled for Netapp, then he would be provided with the LMS. The LMS is a combination of all the classes whatever the student would be taking, or the best classes the student would be taking on the particular training, like for example Netapp or Hadoop or something. So we would be keeping you in this LMS like videos of the best classes and PPTs used in the classes and the study material used for the classes, and apart from that, an interview questions or other stuff which would be helpful for an user or a customer or a student. So we would update this LMS every often such that now you can access this for a lifetime. It's nothing but if you just enroll for the Netapp course for once, then for the lifetime you get these videos for free of cost, where you can view it for n number of times in your lifetime. So just you need to do an enrollment in this particular things. So let me guide you like how you can get into the LMS part. I'll also show you like how it looks like, and you need to just go for an login ID and password. So I have an default user ID and password where you can get back to the LMS part. So we would be giving you the user ID and password where you can enter through the so people who have got enrolled, like this is a person we have an enrolled for Hadoop Development Admin, and this is a person enrolled for VMware. So if you click, like if you're not a paid member, then you will not be getting the screen. You'll be getting the screen. If you're a paid member, then you'll be getting a button called Continue Course. In this Continue Course, you'll be able to see what are the best videos of the particular classes. So a video and the presentation used in that video, and the next video and presentation used in that video, the next video here. So likewise, all the modules whatever you take up, all the modules, videos and presentation would be kept in this particular module, where you can able to recall back the particular session. So what are the advantages of this is, for example, if you are not able to view a particular class, then you no need to worry up. You can take your own work and come back to your free time, whatever free time you have, you can come back and you can just replay it back, where you can have complete class in front of you, and you can note down all the questions in a book, and the next live session whenever it starts, you can ask questions to the faculty about the previous class, and you can clarify with that, and faculty will start the next live session for you, and that training also be get recorded and then it will be stored in our part. So this training should be more and more beneficial for you, like to have the successful journey of training. So Aroran, this video looks like is I just wanted to play something. For example, this is what the video is on. You can also go for a full screen mode. You can also see like how the documentation, how the classes go ahead. Right. This is the way where you can have the class and enrollment for this. So people, you can just come back to me if you have any queries, and I will leave my number in the chat window. You can just roll back me, and my number is 8099776681. I'm also leaving in this chat window. So guys, I would see for the next class with the enrollment, and this is the last class for the free class, and people who wanted to enroll, they can directly enroll in the website, and they'll be getting a new link for the class, and they can just join in that particular training. Thanks for this, and thanks for attending the class. Take care and bye bye. Have a good day.